Peace reflections. You are over here with Taretha. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button if you haven't already. And don't forget to ring my bell because you never know when I may be on for another video. You just never know what we're talking about, right? So today or tonight, whenever you click this video, what's up, replay game? Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe button because you never know when I may come through for the crew. Okay. So we are talking about familiar spirits. All right. Now, before we get into familiar spirits, I don't know if y'all remember this Instagram live that Kevin Gates did that had a lot of his fans wondering. And I said, okay, since we talking about the fallen angels and we talking about familiar spirits, let's go back in time a little bit. Let's go back to this live because a lot of people say, what are they talking about on this live? Why they talking in third person? Wooda 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 woo, right? But if you are familiar with the spiritual realm, if you are familiar with the fallen angels, or if you are familiar with unfamiliar spirits, then reflection, you will understand the language because keep in mind they hide in plain sight. So with that being said, they can sit there and have a conversation in front of somebody that's not familiar with this, and you would think they're just having a regular conversation, but they speak in something that you probably don't even understand. You may interpret it one way, but the whole time they talk about something totally different. Reflection, they are talking about something totally different, baby. So with that being said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we're about to get into the video. I'm gonna give y'all a chance to get everything y'all need. I'm finna set up a couple of things, and yeah, we'll be right back.
By the end of this video, you're going to be so shook and you're going to literally question everything. Every time you turn on your TV, you're going to question, what am I actually watching? Let's get into it. So y'all know that.
What's wrong with her reflection? Who told her to start my video? Ain't nobody tell her to start my video. I already put y'all on the 5-minute countdown. I had to get some stuff together. Y'all said, you said it's right there. Now, you know we don't do no 5-minute countdowns. I know this. But listen, I had some things I had to get together. Now, reflection, if you just came into the building, make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, ring that bell, okay? Because we are talking about Kevin Gates, and we're really talking more about familiar spirits, okay? We're talking about familiar spirits. Now, what are familiar spirits versus the fallen angels? That's the name of the video, right? Now, before we get into the video with Kevin Gates, because it left a lot of his fans wondering, what the fuck type shit Kevin Gates on over there with his fans with the squinty eyes and shit, because she be in a lot of his lives. She be in a lot of his lives reflection. Now keep in mind this video isn't a new video, but I thought this was a good source to go to, because when we talk about familiar spirits, you get what I'm saying? Because like I said in the intro, if you missed it, people that have familiar spirits over them or within them reflection, they can sit right in front of you and you won't even know if you're not in tune, because it's like they speak the same language, but they speaking in a different language. You know how the English one word can mean a whole bunch of different things, but if you don't know, then you don't know. You could have think they talking about one thing the whole time they talking about something totally different. That's how them familiar spirits work, right? Okay, so you got to have discernment, but really you just got to have a lot of intuition. You get what I'm saying, reflection? So before we go into the video with Kevin Gates and his fan, because they had them spirits was talking through him, reflection, okay? But if you listen to a lot of Kevin Gates music, because I'm a person, I'm big with words. If you listen to a lot of Kevin Gates music, he talk about his spiritual journey. He talk about when he go fasting. He talk about how he had to sacrifice certain things to get to certain places. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people, they just be bouncing their heads to the beat, but you got to really listen at what he say. And if you go listen at his song Manifest, where he was talking about, yeah, I had to fast for 42 days in order to get this, woo, 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 woo. Now keep in mind, that song just came out this year, but this live that I'm going to show y'all, this live been came out. So he been talking about it, and he talked about a lot of it through his music, right? But for everybody don't know about familiar spirits, okay? They may have heard about the fallen angels, and a lot of people truly really don't know about the fallen angels reflection, but we're gonna get into it just a little bit after this video. You're gonna have a little, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be able to recognize them, because literally it's like they take hosts for bodies. Okay, they have to have a body in order to communicate. They got to have a body, just like a familiar spirit almost. Now with a familiar spirit, it's like they kind of work through your bloodline a little bit more. You get what I'm saying? So it'll pass on from generation to generation to generation. You ever heard them talk about generational curses, right? But it's a little bit different, but they all work the same. You get what I'm saying? A familiar spirit, you know how they'll say people that's in the occult, they mess with familiar spirits and different things like that, but you really don't have to be in the occult to have a familiar spirit over your body, right? So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. And I don't know if y'all be watching the VMAs and y'all watch these rewards and, you know, just different things like that involving celebrities. If you got that eye to really see what's really going on, it look a little fallen angelish. You get what I'm saying to me? If you're noticing what they're dressing, and a lot of people, they call it art. And yeah, I guess you could look at it as art, but you know, people express a lot of different things through art, right? So listen at what a lot of musicians be saying, not just Kevin Gates. We just using him as an example because I had this live and you could easily see that these were two spirits talking through a vessel. You get what I'm saying? Him and his fan. But anyway, for everybody who don't know about familiar spirits and different things like that, we finna talk about familiar spirits. Then I'm gonna let y'all watch this live with Kevin Gates, because everybody don't know. They like, what is the familiar spirit? I don't even know what you're talking about. Okay, so hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Now don't y'all, you get what I'm saying? Don't y'all come over here and get all shook up or whatever reflection, because this is a real thing. We like they said, this is a spiritual war. It's not a physical war, it's a spiritual war. And everything starts in the spiritual realm and it drops down to the physical realm, right? Okay, so let's keep it going. Let's talk a little bit about familiar spirits and how the fallen angels like to hide in plain sight.
By the end of this video, you're going to be so shook and you're going to literally question everything. Every time you turn on your TV, you're going to question, what am I actually watching? Let's get into it. So y'all know the Paramount logo, right? Let me pull it up for you. I'm referring to this one, not Paramount Plus, the OG Paramount. How many stars are in the Paramount logo? 22. They are congregating around a mountain. Remember that. So y'all know we have been diving into the book of Enoch, that I read as history or lore, not scripture, right? Let me tell you, the more I've learned about heavenly history, the more it has made it easy for me to spot when the enemy is at work, even in the things that we see every day. There were 22 leaders of the fallen angels, 22 stars around a mountain. In the first book of Enoch, the other ones, I don't know, they're a little sketch. I'm talking about the first one. They say that the fallen angels came down to earth on a mountain. Mount Hermon to be exact. Now you guys tell me, are the Watchers the same as like the third of the angels that rebelled against God? I believe they're part of the third. Let's go with that. When you watch the actual like intro, you will see that the stars ascend and float over the water as they go to the mountain. So we're seeing darkness over the deep, because the Bible refers to the enemy as darkness a lot, so we're going to talk about them as a whole as darkness. If we look in Genesis 1, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep. The Spirit of God was hovering over the water. Is it just me, or does darkness over the deep give demonic marine kingdom? No, there's nothing in the Bible besides the Leviathan, from what I know, that says anything about the demonic marine kingdom, if there is one. But it's only giving that to me because of verses like this. Return of an unclean spirit. When the unclean spirit has gone out of a person, it passes through waterless places seeking rest, and finding none, it says, I will return to my house from which I came. Waterless. So is it referring to the idea that the demonic kingdom could reside in water? I already know that I believe in the firmament, that there's waters above and waters below. So that's why them congregating over the water before going to the mountain says a little something to me. We spoke about the fact that a third of the angels rebelled against God because they wanted to be God and came down to earth with Lucifer then, Satan now. And if we look at the decimal for 1/3, it's 33333, right? What are the coordinates for Mount Hermon? 3333. So we have stars coming out from the water, congregating over the water, Then, circling around a mountain, 22 of them, 22 leaders of the fallen angels, over a mountain. Mount Hermon is where they came from heaven down to earth. Y'all don't even want me to get into the number of 33 and the Freemason connection, okay? Oh, and also let's not forget that paramount means having supreme power. Y'all thought you had supreme power. The Most High, Jesus Christ, has supreme power. Thank you very much. Thank you. And if all of this doesn't tell you that the enemy is at work when it comes to this television stuff, I'm gonna rock your world right now. Y'all do know that these media channels literally own everything. And we know that in the enemy's territory, Hollyweird to be exact. Oh yeah, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. None of it's true. But yeah, in Hollyweird, they have an obsession with the youngs, if you know what I mean. There is a lot going on behind the scenes with that. I'm just gonna say pizza, if y'all know what that means. Okay? You guys know what's been happening with Nickelodeon, hence Quiet on Set. All of the Nickelodeon, the Disney stars that...
Okay, so let's stop and let's address a couple of things. We wanted to talk about that because I told y'all that the fallen angels like to hide in plain sight. Okay, this realm, if you've been watching a lot of my videos, go to the book tab where we was actually reading the book The Created. It's about before the angels fell out of heaven reflection. You can get a lot of insight there as well. But to answer her questions, the watchers were a part of the fallen angels as well. They did fall, they did rebel against the Most High as well. So with that being said, these fallen angels, they come down reflection. Well, they've been here and they have to host a body. They need a body. Okay, that's what they do. Okay, now fallen angels and familiar spirits, that's not the same thing, but they kind of work hand in hand together. Fallen angel can be a familiar spirit, but a familiar spirit doesn't necessarily mean it's a fallen angel, if that makes sense. Okay, and a lot of these rappers reflection, a lot of people say that the rap in the music industry, not just rap, okay, even in country, even in rock, especially rock, they will say that it got a little demonic and it got a little dark. But if you really go back into history, it's been dark. Who was the angel of light? When you think about who the angel of light was, then you think about who was over the music in the upper realm, which is what some people call the heavens. Who was it? It was Lucifer. Okay, so with that being said, it all goes together. Okay, nothing, you ever heard that saying, nothing is new under the sun? History doesn't change, it really just keeps repeating itself in different people, places, and things. So that's how that works. So a lot of people, they'll look at these rappers, they'll look at these rock stars, they'll look at these country stars, even some of your most famous entertainers. Reflection, keep in mind, these people are here to entertain you. Okay, but really look at their aura, really look at their eyes when they're entertaining you, really look into the depths of that person. And I suggest you go back to when they first came out and you'll notice that they are totally different. Their eyes are totally different, the way they dress is totally different. And it's not just because of the money, it's because of the aura reflection, it's because of the things that they have allegedly indulged in. You get what I'm saying? So let's talk about it a little bit. Let's talk about that just a little bit more, and then we're gonna go into the live that Kevin Gates did with his fan, where I'm going to show you that this is how spirits can hold a conversation right in front of you, and you don't know it, but they're operating within a vessel. Okay.
I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. I feel like a lot of the people that you see, especially on social media, and I'm strictly talking about on social media that you've never seen in real life, I believe those are demons manifested into the flesh. And no, I'm not talking about a human that's being possessed by a demon. No, no, no. I'm talking about like a real demon manifested into the flesh, specifically to entice you into lust. Now, could it be men and women? Yes, but I'm gonna give you my observation from the woman side, right? A lot of these women that you see on social media, it just dawned on me, and God brought it to my attention. He was just like, Chris, that's not a real person. And I actually had to go to God in prayer about it and say, Lord, what do you mean this is not a real person? Like, I mean, I understand that, people do AI and stuff like that. It can make something fake look really real, but we ain't talking about that. No, these aren't real human beings. They real beings, but they're not real human beings. They are angelic beings that fell from grace, demonic spirits, that have manifested into what you see on there. I mean, think about it, right? I'm somebody that at a young age, you know, I watched a lot of corn videos and stuff like that or whatever. But and then when that came back to my memory, I was like, you know what? It is a difference between those women and women today versus the ones that you see online. For example, back in the day, you don't matter what corn star you watched, it was some type of defect that they had, right? And these are some of the most lusted over women from my generation, right? And I mean, you got to be mature to have this conversation, right? Listen to me with an open heart. So from all the women in the past, like that we grew up on, and I hate to say it like that, but it's what happened. We grew up watching those adult stars. They had some type of defect. They might have been bow-legged. They might have been had a lazy eye. They might have had a missing tooth. And I know teeth is something that can be fixed, but they might have had a birthmark. They might have had like a light patch. I got a light patch on my stomach. I got a light patch on my stomach. That don't match my skin complexion. My wife do too. You telling me that none of the women these days that you don't see online don't got no type of defect? And I'm talking about these are the most lusted over women of our time. The most lusted over women of our time. And I just don't want to name them because I don't want you to go searching for them because I'm not trying to lead you down that path. But if you have watched Korn and seen it from like early 90s, early 2000s or whatever, and you know all the stars I'm talking about, bro, they had some type of defect. Ugly toes. You talking about the girls these days don't have none of that? Oh, Chris, you just ain't never seen no beautiful women before. First of all, I'm married to one. Second of all, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, man. I've seen more real beautiful women than you can probably ever imagine, right? I used to work in Hartsfield, Jackson Airport. It was so many beautiful women that came through there on a daily. And I'm telling you, every last one of them was not fully perfect. So I get that you can get on screen and Photoshop and edit and stuff like that, but I need y'all to spiritually open up your mind when I hear this. No matter how beautiful the woman is, you go down your favorite person, Instagram, TikTok, somebody you crushing on, somebody got a defect somewhere. Either the eye look lazy, missing tooth up here, gap, something. And again, I know teeth is easily fixed, but even when people get their teeth done, you can tell they got their teeth done. I don't care how good the dentist is. I don't care. You know something. Then when I was talking to God about this, I said, you know what, Lord? With all the Photoshop, with all the AI and all the editing, you can change all that. And Chris, he said, how many times have you seen a page like that? And you go to their profile and it's nothing but them. They ain't never in videos with nobody else. He said, Chris, go through the comments. Of course, you got all the thirsty, lusting people. Oh, you're so beautiful, da, 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 da. It's not one person in them comments that know you. I don't care how fine a girl is. It's going to be somebody in them comments that know her personally, whether that's a cousin, auntie, or grandma saying that's my baby or something. If you follow them and get on their stories, they never post family. They never post nobody's birthday. You telling me you ain't got one person in your life who you ain't at least gonna post on your story, happy birthday? You ain't got nobody that's commenting on. Go through the comments. It ain't nobody in the comments that know this person personally. I don't care who you are. It's somebody out there that knows you. I live in Texas right now. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. If I blew up and became famous, it's somebody out there that's gonna be like, I knew him. I went to school with him, right? Even some of the celebrities, y'all so quick to talk about the celebrities, and I'm not saying some of them can't be shapeshifters. But when you look at them, even some of them have defects that when you see them in person, they might got a stained yellow tooth or something like that. It's some type of defect. No, I'm talking about the people on social media that you ain't never seen in real life. And don't nobody know you? Not one person? Y'all got to understand, I can see if this was the early 1500s and the boy come home, oh my God, you would not believe the cheeks that I seen in a foreign land, right? You at that point, you just got to take your boy word for it. You know what I'm saying? But this is social media. Somebody knows somebody that knows somebody. And you up here trying to tell me that these people are just that fine, that beautiful. It ain't not one mad ex out there. It ain't one hated Negro out there that say, I remember when she used to look like this. I hit that back in the day. Nobody knows this person, but they got all the followers. Oh, they probably blocked all the... That's cap. I could think of somebody right now that I went to school with and find them, even though I don't follow them. Because guess what? I know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Let's be real. You ever went looking for somebody on social media and you're like, dang, I can't remember how to spell their name, but I remember that she was cool with this girl. And guess what? I can go find that girl and then she'll be friends with that person. Ain't nobody that CIA. Ain't nobody that CIA. And if you was that low-key, trust me, that person that's trying to hide from everybody don't got no million-some followers posting videos like that. I think that a lot of these women, and possibly men too, most definitely the men too, for the women that be looking for the men, you know what I'm saying? I believe a lot of these people that you see that are so so attractive, that have seem like no ties to nobody, just out there. You just finding online. You just finding online. You ain't got no type of deformity, no nothing. Even though we all born under sin, you ain't got nothing. I believe that a lot of these people are demons manifested into the flesh, right? Specifically to entice you into lust. Because I can see a fine woman and I don't feel nothing lustful. But why when you get online and you scroll past this one person, all of a sudden, all the lust that was inside of you dormant, that you thought you got rid of, it starts to pull at your flesh. Bro, I'm trying to tell y'all something, but y'all don't want to listen to me, right? Y'all don't want to listen to me. Think about it. Nobody has a defect. Nobody got a birthmark on their foot, a birthmark on their butt. Nobody got a keloid behind their ear. I don't even care if you went and got all the surgery in the world. That stuff is done in parts. And guess what? People that got surgery, it's still somebody out there that know what you look like before you look like what you look like now. And these people just pop up out of nowhere, right? Ain't got no kids, ain't got no uncles, no aunties, ain't got nobody who used to go to church with us saying, you really need to take this down. Nobody on these posts. Nobody. All I'm saying is be careful and understand that I think that a lot of these people are not real people. They are demons manifested into the flesh. And I know a lot of y'all are like, man, it's crazy. That's not true. That don't happen. Okay. You ain't got to take my word for it. But next time you're around somebody, think about it. Next time you're around the prettiest person you know, do a full, deep look at them. And I bet you can be like, dang, she got freckles. Dang, he got a mole on his lip and another mole on his lip. Dang, you know what I'm saying? Some of his skin is lighter on certain parts than the other part of his body. But these people don't have nothing. Not a bag under their eye. Not a pimple. Nothing. Not a gap. Nothing. Y'all ain't got to take my word for it. All I'm saying is the proof is in the pudding. And obviously you don't want to take it. Do with this information what you must. Stay prayed up, stay close to Jesus, and be mindful of who you actually around and who you talking to.
All right, so what do you think, Reflection? He said he had some pretty good points now. He had some pretty good points. Keep in mind, the fallen angels, they come in different forms. They do come in lustful forms. They do come in, you get what I'm saying? They come in different type of forms. Some come in forms of chaos. Some come in, you got to get what I'm saying? Lucifer was the most beautiful angel. So it is what it is, kind of. But let's get into this video that I was talking about with Kevin Gates, right? Now that we talked a little bit about familiar spirits, we talked about fallen angels. We kind of touched on it. Definitely go to my book club tab, and you look at the listen at this book that we've been reading, The Created. Okay. You might can find this book. It's hard to find this book, but you might can find it somewhere. It's called Created, The Devil's Apprentice by Gregory A. Rogers. It's book one. It's all about the fallen angels before they fell from heaven, and how Lucifer actually got them to fall from heaven. Reflection, and not only that, he got the watchers on his side too. So you can, it's a good read if you can find the book. Like I said, that's one of those books that's kind of hard to find. But if you meant to find it, you will find it, okay? So with that being said, if you just came in the building, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Now that we talked about familiar spirits, now that we done touched a little bit on the fallen angels and how a lot of these celebrities, a lot of people like, these motherfuckers ain't real. Y'all must make these in a little lab. Y'all made these vessels in a lab, and then you put a little fallen angel in them, didn't you? Little piece. because you know they need a vessel to operate and get some shit done. Keep in mind, Reflection, listen, they've been down here a long time. That's why I be telling people, don't be surprised when you see certain things that are going on. That lake of fire that they talk about is down here, Reflection. The lake of fire is fucking down here. All right. So with that being said, let's get into this video with Kevin Gates.
Very well-known rapper in the United States, and below is a fan of Kevin Gates, and they are having a conversation on Instagram Live. Also, what takes place in this video is Kevin Gates' daughter says that she done magic on her brother, and her dad quickly covers her mouth, which you will see for yourself. Now, I'm going to try and pause this video as little as possible because I want you all to watch for yourself, and pray before you watch this, please, for a hedge of protection around yourself, and that you do not become intimidated or afraid of what is taking place. Because remember, if you have Christ in you, you cannot be affected by these demons. You cannot be possessed by these demons as long as you are yielding to the Spirit and you are not submitting to any of the demonic entities. But without any further ado, let's take a look at the footage.
Oh.
Is that a disappointing O?
No, I mean, I just, like I say, to each his own, you know?
I know.
Man,
You
that's a-
cute. Look at her.
Now, I want to point this out. You see in the comment section, somebody says, what? Wicca, which is witchcraft. So I'm assuming there was more to this conversation that happened before, and they were probably discussing something such as witchcraft, or it got brought up. But anyways, take a look.
That's a slap.
I want a kid. No, with Takeoff. You look at her. She's so sweet.
Hey, she powerful too.
Yeah, I did magic.
Did you hear what she said, by the way? Before we get to the actual punchline of what the kid says, listen to the fan at the bottom, what she says. It's actually strange.
So sweet. You look at her. She's so sweet.
She said, ew, look at her. She's so sweet. And if you understand how witchcraft works, they do speak in that way. They will say a curse disguised with light or the illusion of light because they come as an angel of light. Satan masquerades as an angel of light. They don't come saying their thoughts with the same manifestation of expression as their actual curse. Does that make sense? So if somebody wants to curse a child, they will say, ew, but then they will disguise that disgust with a false compliment, which is false light. So please pay very, very deep attention to what is taking place here. And then take a look at what happens next.
Hey, she powerful too.
Yeah, I did magic on my brother yesterday.
Don't talk, sweetheart. It's okay.
Did you hear that? She said she did magic on her brother yesterday. And her dad quickly covered her mouth. Now take a look at what happens next.
You're a silly man. I can talk to kids.
She powerful.
I know.
Cause you know, we don't, that's a lot of people right there.
The daughter asked, why did he cover her mouth? And her dad said, because there's a lot of people right there. So of course he knows that there is a certain level of occult that they need to operate in, a certain level of hidden, keeping what they're doing secret, because some people have discernment, and demons and people who work with demons are aware of that.
She's sweet to kids, I swear. I like her hair.
Hey, why you don't
Pay
never
attention.
just talk for yourself? Why you always talk through your familiar?
Did you hear that, family? Did you hear that, family? Please tell me you caught it. He said, why do you not talk for yourself? Why do you always talk through your familiar? Now, we're told in the word very clearly that there are familiar spirits, and that is forbidden for anybody who is following the way, the truth, and the life to communicate with. We do not communicate with demons, familiar spirits. We don't communicate with the fallen angels. Anything that is of darkness, we don't communicate with it unless we are casting it out, commanding it to leave. Okay? Now, I want you to take a look again.
I like her hair.
Hey,
Okay, one more
right
time.
there.
She's sweet to kids, I swear.
You hear that? She said she's sweet to kids. She's sweet. So she's talking in third person about a spirit in her.
I like her hair.
Hey, why you don't never just talk for yourself? Why you always talk through your familiar?
It's lagging.
But I didn't hear.
I say, why you always talk through your familiar? You know, you supposed to give them the orders. They don't supposed to give you the orders.
You hear that? He is saying that she's supposed to be commanding the spirit in her, not allowing that spirit to control her. But either way, it is evil. You do not command demonic spirits to serve you. You command demonic spirits to leave you. It is the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, that is supposed to dwell within you, not familiar spirits.
You the controller. You know, I got 10,000 angels right now.
I know.
Yeah, at my command. At my command.
Ew, I know. Something happened to my phone.
See, family, he said he had 10,000 angels at his command.
Yes, Lord.
You got
They are not angels. They are not angels.
it at your command.
I got 10,000 angels in here with me right now at my command.
You're rude, just a little.
I sacrifice for this shit, though.
Ew, I know. I will too. I said I will
Say
too.
what? It's hard. That's a hell of a journey.
So family, please pay attention. These artists are not in the position that they're in for free. And by free, I mean, not only did they have to put a lot of work in, but they also did literal sacrifices to get where they are from their own confession. This is not me making claims, making false claims. This is coming out of their own mouth. They sacrificed to get where they are. Now that has literally come out of the man's mouth who has admitted that he has spirits around him that he's in control of. And he even pointed out in the fan that she has a spirit in her. So this is not something that we should be ignorant about. And if you are looking at this video and doubting what is taking place, you are a double-minded person, unstable in all of your ways, according to the book of James. You need to repent. You need to go to the Most High Yah, say, Father, please reveal the truth to me. Please, Father, I believe.
So what do y'all think, Reflection? Let's stop it. We got to talk about this just a little bit. What do you think about this that we just watched? Okay, did you hear them talking in familiars? Okay, or I don't know if Kevin is talking in a familiar. She sound like she could be talking in a familiar, but he just said that he was 3,000 years old. He said that he'd been down here. He said that he's very high in rank. What do you think he's talking about, Reflection? Do you think he just talking regular? You think he's talking about he high in rank in music or something? What do you think that he's talking about? This is what I mean when I say certain spirits that host bodies, they can sit right in front of you and hold a full-blown conversation. And if you don't really know about the spiritual realm, if you don't know about familiars, if you don't know about the fallen angels, if you think those are just beings that fell down in the sky and they in this bottomless pit, Reflection, then you're going to be lost in the sauce because they're operating in vessels. They still operating in vessels. For him to say he's 3,000 years old, Reflection, you can believe what you want to. But for him to say that he's 3,000 years old, that means he's been coming back. That means he's coming back. Just keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back. And these bodies only last so long. So how do he keep coming back? Through different vessels. Do you get what I'm saying? Through it's the same bloodline, but through different people. Do you get what I'm saying? That's how that works. Even allegedly with Freemasonry and different things like that, their children, not necessarily one of their children, have to be in that light or have to, you get what I'm saying, follow the order. That's how they keep it going. That's how you keep it going generation after generation after generation. That's how that spirit keep saying, yes, I'm 3,000 years old. Yes, I keep getting younger and different things like that. Because Reflection, when this body gets old, they already have another body waiting on them. They're already, you get what I'm saying? That's how it works. Okay, so with that being said, let's keep going. If you just came in the building, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Everything over here is for entertainment purposes only. We just over here talking about these familiar spirits. I hate when my screen do that. And these fallen angels and how they are still operating through people, places, and things today. And when they say they are 3,000 years old and different things like that, and you're probably like, well, how is that possible? That's how it's possible, Reflection. When their body get old, they already got one way. They already prepared another.
Journey.
I know it is.
Getting small. Felt like I was going crazy after that. Shit just got different. Everybody know what it take. Everybody ain't willing to do what it take.
That's enough.
Yes, Lord.
You see what he called her? So it is possible that the spirit in her is actually a higher rank than the spirits that he is working with. And I find that very, very likely, and I'll tell you why. Because that lady, who is apparently just a fan, she calls into his live stream a lot, and he lets her in a lot to talk to him, which is quite strange. Now, he may just be calling another demon LORD out of respect for the demon or whatever he's doing. But either way, it's very, very strange, and I want you to notice these things.
I get it. I do.
Also, one more thing. Why it is most likely that the demon in her is higher rank than the demons that he is commanding is because she said that's enough and he listened. Take a look.
A journey.
I know it is.
Getting small. Felt like I was going crazy after that. Shit just got different. Everybody know what it take. Everybody ain't willing to do what it take.
That's enough.
Yes, Lord.
You see? Crazy.
I get it. I do. Aw, sex a little. Aw, sex a little.
And that spirit in her is a spirit of lust. It is a spirit of Jezebel, most likely. And that spirit in her is trying to get people to lust. And so are the spirits in him.
Take your shirt off. No, keep it off. Oh, you're cute.
That motherfucker silly. That motherfucker makes sense for 1 minute, then go back being silly.
Ugh, I know she does.
I command you.
Ugh, you're good. Don't say command.
Why I can't? I get orders. I'm at yours.
You hear what he said? He's at her orders.
If I'm a noodle.
Very weird what's going on here. Very, very weird.
Almost. Yes, Lord. I'm over 3,000 years old.
That was the spirit speaking through him then, very clearly. Take a look.
Yes, Lord. I'm over 3,000 years old. I'm up in rank. I'm up in rank. I'm up in rank, you heard me? Yes, Lord. I'm up in rank.
Did I laugh?
You laughed on the inside.
Dear Lord, I know you are.
Yes, Lord.
You see, they're both talking to a spirit, and they're both having spirit speak through them. They are literally possessed.
I'm humble. I'll stay humble.
I'm trying.
And it's multiple demons. I want to make that clear. Multiple demons.
God, you're humble.
Not
Quit
yet.
it.
I'm trying to be. Look, I'm about to get off this bitch, you heard me? Hey, go brush
Okay, quit it.
Go brush your teeth, girl.
I'm just here to present, listen, I'm just here to present the video, Reflection. Y'all believe what you want to. So what do you think Kevin Gates meant when he said he over 3,000 years old? What do you think? See, you got to know the verbiage. When he say, I command you, Reflection, he's talking about the spirit that's within her. When he said he had 10,000 angels at his command, you seen him, I ain't going to put my finger pointed towards y'all, but you seen him put them 2 fingers out like that, Reflection. It's symbolism. You get what I'm saying? They operate in symbolism, they operate in code. That's how they keep it going. It's like an unspoken language. You know how you can speak a language and the next person speak the language. Let's say somebody else speak Chinese. You speak Chinese, that other person speak Chinese, but somebody over here speak English and they don't know nothing about Chinese. You having a full-blown conversation in front of them, Reflection, and this other person that sit over here, they like ching chong ching ching ching. It's like, what is you talking about? That's how it's like they can operate in plain sight because they are so ancient that it's like they will use words, they will use different verbiage that'll go just clean over your head if you don't know. Like, what do you think he meant when he said I command you? What do you think he meant when he said I am at your command? This is just allegedly a fan. Her vessel looked like just a regular person, but we talk about the spirit that's in there. You got to keep in mind, those spirits recognize each other. Spirits recognize spirits. Have you heard somebody, you ain't never met somebody, you be like, damn, you familiar? It's like I done met you before. It's like we done did this before. It's because it's their spirit, Reflection, and just how it's duality and everything. Just how you got the light, you got the darkness. Just how you got good spirits, you got bad spirits. It's the same thing. These people they're not people. These spirits are very ancient. The people are the ones just holding the vessel. It's just like, a car. Your body is the car, but who's inside really driving it? The person that's driving is the one that's really controlling the conversation, and they go in and they go out. You get what I'm saying? So that's just how it works, Reflection. Now, we ain't talking about Kevin Gates. We just over here talking about familiar spirits, and we talking about these fallen angels because a lot of people think, that they in this bottomless pit, and they not. They walking around every single day. Reflection. They holding conversations right in front of you. These are your bosses at some of your jobs. These people are in very high positions because they've been here. Reflect. They've been here a long time, long time. Reflection. Okay. So with that being said, you just gotta have discernment. You just gotta pay attention. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to the people that are around you. Pay attention to those conversations. Don't let when somebody say something to you, it go over your head. It'll be like your intuition will tell you, be like, what they just say? You'll be like, no, never mind. No, it was just what you thought. Your spirit was trying to get your attention, let you know that's that fallen angel. That's that familiar. They got a familiar spirit up in them. That ain't who you think they is. But it seems like you constantly stuck to this person. It seems like you can't get over this person. It seems like they can even be in relationships. Familiar spirits. Hey, y'all seen that movie with Denzel Washington called Fallen? If you haven't seen the movie, go watch that movie with Denzel Washington. It's called Fallen, and the spirit was jumping from person to person to person to person to person, but it was the same spirit. You get what I'm saying? That's how it works, Reflection. Keep in mind that movie Fallen by Denzel, that was in the beginning of his career. And it'll make you think, damn, why Denzel do a movie about fallen angels in the beginning of his career? Do you think that was just for nothing? Denzel career is he like made so many milestones, Reflection, but before you reach those milestones, because this television, what do? It tells a vision. You have to go through certain obstacles. It's no different within an actor. It's no different because they're all entertainers at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? So just think about it. Now, I ain't saying Denzel, you get what I'm saying. Listen, go watch the movie. And then after you watch the movie, think about why he took that role. And after you think about why he took that role, look at his career. Afterwards, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Until next time, Ashe.